Welcome to another thrilling episode by Marvelous Videos. I'm your host Gemma, and today I'll be taking you through 9 ultra-violent Wonder Woman animated moments where she unleashed her Berserker rage. Wonder Woman is possibly one of the most formidable and undefeatable superheroes in all comic book history. Wonder Woman, who is also known as Diana Prince, first appears in DC Comics as royalty and a princess from Themyscira, an island that is populated by Amazon warriors. She is the Amazonia Queen Hippolyta demigoddess offspring, and she possesses enormous powers and talents that enable her to bring peace to Earth. Wonder Woman is nearly invincible in almost all of her fights, as evidenced by her independent comic book series and various other Justice League plots. Not only does she have superhuman mobility and strength, but she is also skilled with weapons such as her lasso and sword. At times, her might rivals that of Superman, which makes her one of the most powerful DC characters ever created. Most importantly, Wonder Woman has always been a DC mainstay for decades, and with several skills and abilities to boast about. It's easy to see why. Before we go into our explanation, we have a very small request. If you like our content, please support us by subscribing to our channel. This is a small click for you, but for us, it means a lot. Thank you. Let's begin. Wonder Woman blinds herself to kill Medusa. Wonder Woman Bloodlines 2019. Wonder Woman Bloodlines is originally an American direct-to-video animation superhero movie made in 2019 centering on Wonder Woman. It is the 15th part of the DC animated movie universe, as well as the 36th cumulative movie of the DC Universe original animated movies. On the date of October 5th, 2019, the movie was released digitally, and on October 22nd, 2019, it was distributed on 4K Ultra HD as well as Blu-ray. It follows Wonder Woman as she faces old villains who get together to establish Villainy Inc.
Actually, I am.
Medusa is a vengeful but mythical Greek monster. Perseus beheaded her in order to complete his mission. Medusa's 2 Gorgon siblings were released and let loose from their confinement on the then floating Paradise Island thanks to the machinations of a jealous Hera. Medusa desired retribution from the champion of the gods, and hence she had her eyes set on her target, Wonder Woman, who was the envoy of Themyscira. The Gorgon initially attacks the White House, where Wonder Woman, Artemis, as well as General Philippus were discussing the appearance of American battleships on the horizon of Themyscira before she flees as part of her greater and grander strategy. Her second attack comes soon after, when she strikes the embassy and goes on to turn one of the workers' sons to rock in the meantime. A fuming Diana ends up almost killing the Gorgon woman in the foyer, but is stopped when Medusa summons Ares and challenges Diana in his name. Diana had no choice but to accept. The combat takes place on a baseball field and is broadcast to the entire globe by Ares. Diana battles blind, first with a bit of cloth, then with snake venom that she proceeds to pour into her own eyes. But Diana triumphs in the end, as Medusa is severed and defeated once more, putting an end to her intentions to turn Wonder Woman as well as every spectator to stone.
All.
As do I.
Wonder Woman brutally kills Shazam, kills Aquaman and his wife Mera. Justice League, the Flashpoint Paradox 2013. When Billy and his 5 allies came to New Themyscira to combat Wonder Woman in Justice League, the Flashpoint Paradox, Shazam emerged during the climatic battle that raged between Aquaman's Atlantean forces against Wonder Woman's Amazonian forces. However, Wonder Woman finally defeated Shazam and compelled him to speak the name Shazam using the lasso of truth in order to restore him to all of their natural forms. Following that, Wonder Woman grabbed Billy Batson and slashed him to his death using the shattered blade of her dagger. Mera was also killed after a fight with Wonder Woman, whom Mera accused of taking her partner Orin away from her. Diana murdered Mera, wore her crown and delivered her decapitated head before Orin, which emerged to be Aquaman's primary reason for drowning almost all of Europe to fight the Amazons. It was widely assumed that Aquaman sank Themyscira, prompting the Amazons to assault England in order to proclaim it as the land of New Themyscira, which again Aquaman sought to sink but was unable to do so due to a magical barrier.
Our attack on New Themyscira destroyed an entire continent, but still left the Amazons' new homeland.
Aquaman eventually led the last attack upon what is now known to be New Themyscira, dealing directly with Wonder Woman, but not before dealing with Cyborg and his squad of heroes meddling with the battle. Aquaman had torn Cyborg apart and was about to kill him, but Kal-El, who was a Kryptonian, deployed his thermal vision to remove Aquaman's entire right arm off his torso. With Wonder Woman pounding Aquaman to death and compelling him to yield, Aquaman used the quantum power weaponry to deny his adversary any satisfaction of triumph before dying and destroying the Earth. And more of his crimes against mankind are erased once Flash stops his doppelganger in order to transform into an alternative timeline.
Zeus! Zeus!
Wonder Woman cut off Ares' head, Wonder Woman 2009 film. When Wonder Woman made an appearance in the human world for the first time, she had one key aim in her mind during the entirety of her very first independent movie: to kill her arch enemy, Ares, the god of war. She proved herself capable of doing so at the end of the movie, killing the antagonist with surprising speed and coldness. Ares plays a major role in the DC animated feature film starring Wonder Woman, and he is voiced by none other than Alfred Molina. In this movie, it is quite interesting to note that his appearance is different than usual, which seemed to be appreciated by quite a few viewers. This movie features him with long, straight platinum grey hair and a new armour design, even though we do see him wear an interesting version of his classic armour at the very beginning of the movie. During olden times, Thrax and Ares combined their powers together and waged a war against Queen Hippolyta, the Amazon Queen, and this led to the death of their son by her very hand. After this, Ares had all his powers tied by strong magical armbands, courtesy of Hera, after which he was imprisoned within the walls of Themyscira. After his imprisonment, Ares goes on to seduce Persephone, and then goes on to travel to the underworld with the express purpose to have an audience with Hades, who would help him get rid of the bands that imprisoned him. But there he meets Diana, Hippolyta's daughter, and Steve Trevor. Ares has every intention of waging war on all of humankind and feeding off the turmoil in order to grow powerful enough to defeat even the extremely powerful gods of Olympus once his full and true powers are unleashed.
Power that will allow me to conquer not man, but the very gods of Olympus.
The epic confrontation between his army, humans, and the Amazons in the climax turns him into a strong giant who battles Diana to the very death. Diana then ties and beheads Ares in Washington, and after death, Ares is united with his son in order to save Hades. Wonder Woman beats Justice League girls single-handedly. Justice League Unlimited Grudge match. Justice League Unlimited presents us with another violent battle between Wonder Woman and all of the Justice League girls in the episode Grudge Match. In this episode, the beautiful supervillainess Roulette pits Huntress and Canary against Vixen and Hawkgirl in a brawl that is nothing short of legendary. The two of them, Huntress and Canary, with a large amount of difficulty and after a long-winded battle, manage to somehow remove the communication of the others to liberate them from mind control. However, they are still unable to call for help owing to Roulette deactivating the communicators. When Vixen and Hawkgirl are released from mind control, Hawkgirl cockily asks Roulette if that's all she's got. But Roulette has one last trick up her sleeve. She reveals that she has saved the best for the last and shows them the very last contender, the undefeatable Wonder Woman, who is way more powerful than all the rest of them and more than capable of taking all of them down with her sheer might. All four of them, unsurprisingly, proved to be no match to the Amazon powerhouse and visibly struggle during the battle, trying their best to stay alive as Wonder Woman deflects all their attacks unfazed and with ease, without breaking a sweat. She even manages to throw all of them off her when they collectively attempt to pin her down. Even when they try to distract Wonder Woman and attack her from behind, they prove to be no match, and she easily manages to overpower all of them despite their collective best efforts.
The Queen of the Amazons is a servant to her people.
Wonder Woman kills the man she loves. Death of Steve Trevor, Justice League The Flashpoint Paradox, 2013. Steve Trevor was a character who was an American intelligence officer who served in the US Special Forces. He belonged to the Resistance. In the movie Justice League The Flashpoint Paradox, James Patrick Stewart plays an elderly Steve Trevor. Diana kills him by calmly strangling him using the powerful lasso of truth in a horrible twist. Inside the Flashpoint universe, Wonder Woman is the dictatorial queen of the Amazons, depicted to be harsh and authoritarian, and her conflict with Aquaman as well as Atlantis is among the chief causes why the Flashpoint universe is an apocalyptic waste. She also appears in the 2013 DC animation original film as being one of the two separate antagonists. In contrast to the ordinary Wonder Woman, who is depicted to be gentle, patient, benign and loving, the Flashpoint Wonder Woman was a cruel, sadistic, bloodthirsty, despotic and ruthless ruler who was accountable for the deaths and loss of countless number of lives. In the movie, Wonder Woman kills a fleeing Steve Trevor, who is shown to be her true love in the live-action Wonder Woman movies. As he attempts to escape, Wonder Woman takes him by surprise by attacking from above by strangling him with the lasso of truth and attempting to extract information from him. Surprisingly enough, Steve somehow manages to resist the lasso of truth, taking Wonder Woman and the Amazons by surprise.
Who are you?
No!
He's resisting the lasso of truth.
Eventually, after finding out that he is here to look for Lois Lane, Wonder Woman decides to take matters into her own hands and kill Steve off immediately by her own hand, lifting him up and hanging him cruelly from the lasso of truth. Wonder Woman breaks Aquaman's Trident and beats him to death. Justice Society, World War II, 2021. This movie is unique from the rest of the movies in the sense that the antagonist of this movie, Aquaman, is being mind controlled. This movie is also the most powerful we've seen Wonder Woman in a while. Many fans also consider this the best fighting featuring Wonder Woman in all of the DC animated universe. Wonder Woman, Diana of Themyscira, is the head of the Justice Society of America on the planet Earth 2. Wonder Woman and Aquaman have a very long drawn battle throughout the movie, with there seeming to be no clear winner for the most part. The battles feature impressive animation and a large number of sequences where Wonder Woman and the mind-controlled Aquaman each try to overpower one another with not much success, as both of them seem to be pretty equally matched until they both manage to corner each other and Aquaman tells Wonder Woman that she should not be fighting gods. Wonder Woman and Alan together fight Aquaman in a long and furious battle. Wonder Woman is powerful though and manages to shatter and completely destroy Aquaman's Trident and free him from the influence of the Advisor with a bit of help from Trevor. After realising what his actions have led to, Aquaman is consumed with guilt and retreats after realising everything that he has done. Even then, the Advisor who was controlling him comes back and warns the two of them of an incoming attack by Nazi bombers, before going on to coldly murder Trevor with the help of Aquaman's broken and malfunctioning weapons. Wonder Woman vs. Deimos, Wonder Woman 2009 animated movie. In the 2009 animated Wonder Woman movie, we see another iconic battle scene with Deimos, who is Ares' son, and also one of the most ferocious soldiers. When Deimos approaches Wonder Woman before the fight scene, we see Wonder Woman kicking off her heels in order to fight him, which is a fan favourite special touch to the scene. Deimos announces that he has been sent to eliminate the Amazon who returned to Pilot, stating that Ares will be greatly pleased if he brings back Wonder Woman's remains to him. As they begin fighting, it seems that Wonder Woman is a touch unprepared in the beginning, and Deimos seems to be able to punch her and throw her around, and also deflect her blows with a great amount of ease. But Wonder Woman quickly switches up the plot and overpowers him, despite her tiny stature and his large build. The animated sequence has a lot of throwing around of cars and other large metal objects and sets the bar high for any action scenes in the live action movies. Diana then cuts off the snakes around Deimos' neck, and they then proceed to fight him for a bit before she manages to throw the lasso of truth around his neck and tie him up with it. She tells him to save his energy when he attempts to break the lasso. She then asks him about Ares' whereabouts, but before the lasso can compel him to answer, a stray snake from around his neck bites him and kills him, turning him completely into dust and leaving a sign only for Tartarus. Wonder Woman destroyed Darkseid Eyes, Justice League War 2014. Darkseid commands planet after planet after each one of them runs out of resources in this film, and the locals are converted into parademons in order to make his army larger. Darkseid and his soldiers begin terraforming the globe in order to attack it. Darkseid's servants surreptitiously planted mother boxes around the Earth, which include Metropolis, Gotham City, Central City, and Keystone City. 2 of his followers were killed while attempting to keep the mother boxes secrets from Batman, The Flash, Superman, and Green Lantern. Wonder Woman attempts to confront Darkseid. However, Darkseid defeats her and Superman apprehends her. Darkseid crushes the heroes and kidnaps Superman.
Finally, the Kryptonian is ours.
While Batman rushes to save Superman, Green Lantern organises the others to fight Darkseid together. They intend to blind him. However, when Shazam deviates from their original strategy, Wonder Woman takes the lead. During the struggle, Wonder Woman fights with Darkseid herself and removes his right eye. Later, Darkseid throws Wonder Woman onto another tower, but she is rescued by the others. The heroes defeat Darkseid and succeed in removing his second eye, but Darkseid continues to battle. Victor Stone then sends Darkseid, as well as the parademons, back home to Apokolips via the mother boxes. Darkseid manages to keep the League at bay until Superman and Batman arrive, at which point the superheroes defeat Darkseid and make him return to Apokolips. Wonder Woman vs. Giganta, Wonder Woman Bloodlines 2019. Giganta originally appeared as an opponent of the Wonder Woman in the Golden Age in Wonder Woman No. 9, Volume 1. Giganta has the power to grow in size from 6'6" to several meters. These abilities appear to have been bestowed upon her magically, since she would not have been able to acquire that size by scientific means. Because Giganta has strength stronger than her physical size, it is assumed she works out. Giganta is a smart scientist who can somehow maintain her full brilliance at any size, from normal to peak. In her final battle with Wonder Woman in this movie, Giganta announces that it is time for a rematch before injecting herself with a gun. Wonder Woman immediately recognises her and manages to land powerful blows that seriously incapacitate her, despite the difference in their sizes. Even though Giganta manages to land a few punches of her own, Wonder Woman makes quick work of her by pulling her roughly by her hair and making her fall, which makes her shrink back to her normal size. She then goes on to repeat the saying, "The bigger they are, the more they fall down," and once again proves her wisdom and strength in battle by managing to defeat someone more than 10 times her own size and by somehow managing to crush her in battle while also saving her friends and colleagues. Wonder Woman is possibly one of the most well-known fictional characters ever created. Since her introduction in 1941, the heroine has appeared in a number of TV episodes and animated films, as well as her very own live-action film, 2017's Wonder Woman. Wonder Woman's set of abilities is frequently difficult to articulate, regardless of the fact that she is probably one of the most popular and instantly identifiable comic book stars of all time. Because her powers and talents differ throughout incarnations of the character, her abilities change based on the period in which the heroine is created. Wonder Woman, one of the most popular and renowned DC superheroes of any and all time, has been regarded as a mark of truth, justice, and fairness to people all over the world for almost 80 years. Wonder Woman was developed in 1941 for comic books, the media in which she still is the most widely found today. She has appeared in numerous types of culture and has been mentioned and meta-referenced outside the confines of traditional superhero entertainment as befitting an icon of her stature. And if you liked our content, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe to us if you haven't already. Have a good one and be safe. Thanks, everyone.
No! Look at me! As you wish.